Guys, between episodes, I have done a couple of things. I've moved over all of our mystical agriculture stuff over to this new island area over here. Previously, it was down on this like bottom level right here. There's still a bit of stuff that I haven't moved yet, like our whole rice slime generating setup. I haven't moved that, and I'm not sure if I will. We've got 2,048 slime balls. I don't know if we're going to need more than that many throughout the course of the pack. If we do, we can always go ahead and move that, but for now, I'm quite happy with that number. And then over here, we've just got space for even more mystical agriculture seeds, which we'll probably get in today's stream because there are a couple more seeds that I do indeed want to make. But just as before, we've got nether quartz, we've got dirt, we've got rock crystal, we've got star metal, we've got aquamarine, we have got inferium, which is being automatically crafted up into supremium, and then that's it for the time being. But we've got extra slots available on, and we also have Certus quartz around here as well. But we do have extra slots available for more seeds as and when we need them, and also more storage drawers to connect them up to. The only problem with this setup right now is that because it's now much further away from the AE system, and because like the way that we get over here is via these floating platforms, as of right now, this is not connected up to our AE2 system, and thus that means that we actually can't access all of the essences from within our crafting terminal here. But that is something that I want to fix in today's episode using probably the wireless connector and the wireless setup kit, which will allow us to hopefully wirelessly connect our AE2 system over to this setup without having to have cables running across this nice empty area that we have right here. But before we get into that, the other thing that I've done between episodes, which relates to the Philosopher's Stone here, is I have tried to get as many of these Oblivion Catalysts as is humanly possible. So, between episodes, I made a ton of golden lassos. I went through into this other dimension, the Lost Cities dimension. I grabbed a bunch of pigs. I crafted 4 Oblivion Catalysts. That is as many as I could manage to craft because, oh my goodness, this freaking Necronomicon over here takes so freaking long to charge up. It is ludicrous. Thankfully, I think it is back up at 5,000, but the problem is that over time, it takes longer and longer to actually recharge. Like initially, it would take like 15 minutes, and then I made another Oblivion Catalyst, and then it would take like 20 minutes, and I made another Oblivion Catalyst, and it was taking more than 20 minutes, and it just took so freaking long. So, right now, we made, I think, 2 previously, and so we've got 2 Oblivion Catalysts in our system. We've got 4 in our inventory, taking us to 6. We need 12 in total, right? So I can make another one right now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got all of the shards of Oblivion. That's fine. We've of course got all of the redstone. We've got way too much redstone, and so we can go ahead and do something like this. Grab our sword, and then I don't know if this guy has to be within the radius. I don't know if he does, but just to be safe, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Gonna kill this guy, and that should get us our 7th Oblivion Catalyst. But throughout the course of today's stream, I'm gonna have to keep checking on the Necronomicon. This is almost certainly going to be the thing that holds us back the most when it comes to getting that Philosopher's Stone. Here are some more shadow beasts, by the way. This is what shadow beasts look like. These are the guys that you can kill to get shadow gems. Did not expect these guys to spawn quite so quickly. I'm gonna quickly throw that back on there so that it can start charging again. I would very much so love to not die here. I don't know if these guys can fly or not. They can't. Beautiful. So my strategy for the most part when it comes to killing really anything that spawns on this platform has kind of been to just let it kill itself. Let me grab like a golden apple here, because I would love to not die at the very start of the stream here, especially not on my own platform to these gosh dang shadow beasts. Excuse me, please walk off the edge like everybody else. They're too smart. They know. It's okay. They can't reach though. They're too far away. So chat, whilst we wait for our Necronomicon to recharge again, we're missing a couple of things to be able to actually make this Philosopher's Stone. We've got the Shadow Gems, we've got the Supremium Essence. At the end of the last stream, we got the Resonating Gems. We also made the Supremium Coal. The only things that we don't have right now are the remaining Oblivion Catalysts, of course, the Crystalline Ingots. We don't have any of those yet. We also do not have this central item here, the Ender Star. This is made with Ender Crafting, and then also if we go back and we look at the recipe for the Crystalline Ingot, it's made in the Elite Crafting Table. The Philosopher's Stone itself is made in the Ultimate Crafting Table, and both of these crafting tables require Black Iron Ingots. Black Iron Ingots are most easily made with the Ender Crafter, and so we do need to go ahead and get ourselves one of these. Thankfully, they are not too difficult to make whatsoever. To make it, we need a crafting table, Eyes of Ender, and then 5 Ender Ingots. The Ender Ingots are made by crafting iron with Ender Pearls. Thankfully, we've got almost 500,000 iron and 4,096 Ender Pearls. So we'll go ahead and make a few stacks of these because we do need to get not only just the Ender Crafter, but then also the Ender charger, I want to say. I don't know the precise name. The Ender Alternator, this guy right here. And the way this works is almost identical to the way that the QED worked in Extra Utilities 2. And so, if I'm not mistaken, we need 48 of these. And so you make them in sets of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and make 48. Or 48 is the maximum that you can use. You don't need 48. You can actually make this work with just 1. But the more of these you have, the faster this is going to go. So, for example, the Philosopher's Stone here needs the Ender Star. The Ender Star is made with a Nether Star and then 4 Eyes of Ender. So, if I were to go ahead and grab a Nether Star and also grab 4 Eyes of Ender, and I throw those all in like so, right now it's not doing anything. If I was to put down 1, oh, no, let's not die. I'm closer than I would like to admit to death. No, I'm going to die. I'm dead. The hearts go black. I didn't know I was so close. Oh my goodness, that's fine. It's completely fine, chat. Don't worry about it. But, oh my goodness, a shadow monster back. Get out of here. I feel like they're becoming more of a regular occurrence the longer, gosh, dang it, the longer things go on here. My goodness, let me get another apple real quick. And also get rid of that hunting dimension portal frame. Look how many of them there are. For the longest time, I needed these guys because I wanted to get more shadow gems, and they did not appear. And then now that I've got all the shadow gems that I could ever need, they're here non-stop. As I was saying over here, without any alternators, this doesn't work. It is now finished because we had to detour quickly to go and fight those shadow monsters. But the point is that with 1 Ender Alternator, it is very, 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 very slow. However, if we add more Ender Alternators up to a total of 48, you can go up to 3 blocks away. 1, 2, 3. Therefore, you can go up to a 7x7 block around the Ender Crafter. It becomes a little faster. It's still not particularly fast. It's still definitely not faster, not as fast as I would like it to be. And we can make this just a wee bit faster by getting rid of some of these pillars here, which I am going to do just to give this the maximum amount of speed that it possibly can get. Now, the one downside and the one most annoying part about the Ender Crafter here is the Ender Crafter on its own is not automatable. So, for example, if we wanted to get, let's say, a large amount of black iron, which we do need to get to make all of the extended crafting tables and also to get ourselves a Philosopher's Stone, we would need to craft a lot of these. And if we want to auto-craft it, ideally we would just put a ME interface on top of the crafter, set up a pattern like we've done before, and then just teach the system how to make them. Unfortunately, you cannot insert into or pull out of the Ender Crafter without... Now, I forgot the name of this thing, but we can get ourselves an automation interface. This, if we can get this, it does allow us to auto-craft with the Ender Crafter. And given the amount of stuff that we have to make in the Ender Crafter, I think this is definitely going to be one of the first things that we want to get. Unfortunately, this in and of itself does require a lot of black iron, thus making it quite expensive and also take quite a while to make. So, to get the automation interface and also to get the ultimate crafting table for the Philosopher's Stone, we need a lot of black iron. Black iron is made by crafting an iron ingot, 1 jade from the Erebus, and 1 ender biotite. Now, thankfully, we don't have 2 out of those 3 materials. We don't have ender biotite and we don't have jade. Thankfully, they're not too hard to get, and on top of that, they're also makeable into seeds. You can also make both of them into seeds for mystical agriculture, and so once we have 4 of each of those, we can make seeds. We can put them in our new mystical agricultural area over here, and then have essentially infinite of them going forward. So we'll start with the easier of the 2. I'm fairly certain that the ender biotite should just be available to us in the end. Now, I did some testing with this in a single player world, and from what I can figure out, you have to have, oh my goodness, look at this. This is all ender biotite. I think you have to have fought the end dragon for this to show up, because I went to the end in a single player testing world and I couldn't find any of it. And then after a bit of Googling, it turns out you need to fight the end dragon sometimes for this to show up. I don't know if that is the case or not, but this is what it looks like. And if you can't see any, try fighting the ender dragon if you haven't done so already. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and grab a few of these. We honestly might not have even needed to get like a seed of this. We could, like, there's so much of it, we could probably just put a quarry down, dig this out and be done with it. But I think in terms of saving time and in terms of long-term automation, it's going to be best if we do go ahead and just make a seed for the biotite. Easy peasy. And so if we head back, the next thing we need to get is a little bit more difficult, but thankfully not too bad. We need to get to the Erebus, and we need to get some Erebus Jades. So for that, if we go to Erebus, I believe the first thing that we need is, we do need to make a Gaian keystone. Not the first thing we need to make, but we do need one of those in just a second here. The first thing that we need is one of these items. Let me check the quest book here real quick, because I know the quest book does tell me which item I need, and it is this guy. The offering table is the first thing that I need. Really easy. Just some stone, some gold, and some obsidian. Like so. And then with that, I believe all we have to do, much like it says in the quest book here, is offer 1 obsidian, 1 emerald, and 1 diamond. So if we grab 1 obsidian, 1 emerald, and 1 diamond, I believe that all we have to do is place this down. I don't think it matters where we place this down. Give it 1 obsidian, right click, an emerald, right click, and the diamond, right click. And that is going to go through a pretty cool animation with these flying about. And in just a second here, that should form into one of the items that we need for the staff here. So to make this guy over here, the staff of Guy, I assume is how it's pronounced, we need the Gaian gem. The Gaian gem is here. Shift right click. Good stuff. Thankfully, once you have the Gaian gem, the staff of Guy shouldn't be too difficult. We just need some vines. Vines we do not yet have. I think we are going to have to go ahead and make nature seeds for these, because we don't have any botany set up yet, and so we can't go through the lily pad route. And I don't think any of these other recipes are usable, really. And so what do we need for nature seeds? We need Inferium, tier 1 crafting seed, and then 4 nature clusters, which are made with pumpkin, cactus, sugarcane, and wheat. And of those items, we have wheat. Look at your seeds. You probably never grew the other stuff. Oh, you mean like we probably have like a pumpkin seed in here, maybe? Like we have sugarcane that we can get. And then what else did we need? We needed melon, was it? No, we need cactus, pumpkin, and sugarcane. Those are the things we're missing. So pumpkin we have. Beautiful. Cactus we probably also have. Nice. And then sugarcane we also have. Nice. Do we have snad in this pack? Nick's favorite block? We don't, unfortunately. We're going to have to go for some good old-fashioned sand. And then I think that we should be able to use our watering can, I believe. And this area over here is probably going to be the best place for us to go. Let me quickly grab a bucket of water. This shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think, chat. A lot easier than I thought it would be when I thought we didn't have any materials. Okay, chat, so I think that's everything that we need. Yeah, we got 4 sugarcane. We already had one in the system. That's why I only grabbed 3. That should be everything it takes to make the 4 nature clusters. It is, nice. And that should be everything it takes to make the nature seeds. We do need to request a tier 1 crafting seed, which we taught our system how to make in the last stream. So I'll go ahead and grab one of those as well. And that should be everything for the nature seeds. Nice, which we can go ahead and throw down in our new seed area. And you don't have to watch out for this, because we got the imaginary time block, the reason why there's no crop sticks here is that if you put one seed down, it will spread rapidly between all of the rest of the crop sticks. It's also why there are no more crop sticks here, because I don't want any more Inferium Essence. So for now, I'm going to get rid of these. I only really want like 1 set of all of this stuff, but that should work just fine. And that's going to get us some nature essence. Nice. And then with that, we can go ahead and craft up some vines, which I think was like that, right? It was. Nice. And we don't need that many vines. We'll throw those in there. And so now, chap, if we head on back over to our main island, we should be able to progress on and make ourselves the staff of Guy. This guy. Like so. And then from there, we also need to get ourselves a keystone. This guy, the Gaian keystone, which should not be too difficult. Just requires a little bit more in the way of stone bricks. Like so. Kapow. And I think, Chad, that's pretty much everything that we need to get to the Erebus dimension. We need some stone. We also need some leaves. 5 leaves is not going to be enough. And so we are going to have to quickly go ahead and go and shear some leaves, but that's not too difficult. And then all you have to do... Am I getting hit by a Shoggoth? I am. Get out of here. These guys are probably the worst of the creatures that spawn, simply because they have the ability to get over to our island, and they spread so much ooze just all over the place. This Shoggoth ooze is just so difficult to deal with and so hard to clean up. My goodness. We're very close on the Necronomicon. which is one of only 3 more charges that we need. But essentially, we need to make a Nether Portal style portal out of stone, or stone bricks, to be more specific. Like that. And then we need to fill this in with, I believe, any kind of leaf will work. In this case, we're going to go ahead and use just oak leaves. So we'll get some bone meal. We will also clear out a lot of this junk in our inventory. And we will also go ahead and grab some shears, which we do not have. That's fine. Boom. And hopefully, chat, that should be everything it takes to get us to the Erebus. Now, once we get to the Erebus, unlike with... Oh, we didn't actually need the bone meal. But unlike with the end, where the ore was just on the surface, I have a feeling that it's going to be best if we go ahead and we take our builder with us and put that in quarry mode. By the way that you activate this portal once you've got everything in is you throw down the keystone anywhere in front of it, like so. You put the staff in the keystone, and boom, you have a portal. Nice. So, before we go through that portal, I'm going to head over to probably the Twilight Forest, because we do have a builder. A builder? Is that what it's called? No, it's not called a builder. It's called... We have our pseudo quarry, the name of which I have forgotten, over here in the Twilight Forest, and this is the one that we're not using. It is called the builder. You fool. We have our builder here, and the server is a bit laggy, so don't worry about it. Why not make the leaves? Oh, we could have made the leaves out of the nature essence we just got. You know, don't worry about it. All right, just don't worry about it. So we can take this guy out. It's got the quarry card. Perfect. It should have a spectacle on it. It does. Good stuff. So I'll take you. I'm going to leave this here. We can always come back to get some of this stuff as when we need it. But I'll just go ahead and grab another crate once we head through. And it should be fairly easy with the builder for us to get at least the 4 jades required to make the Jade Seeds. And then from there, go ahead and essentially make as much black iron as we like. That's the idea, at least. So, let me grab a crate real quick. And that should be everything it takes to get the mining done. Now, hopefully, we don't spawn in the bad part of the Erebus, because certain parts of the Erebus can be a little bit dangerous, whereas other parts can be a little bit fine. This one, you lose control of your wings, excuse me, seems fine. I'm just gonna put this here. We're at Y level 30. I'm hoping, I don't know specifically where this stuff spawns. So we're at Y level 30, so I'm just gonna go to 30, negative 15. We'll do a smaller area, like 25 by 25 maybe. I'm hoping that the ore does not spawn higher up. That would be not great for us. Also, there is a lot of this in the Erebus, this umber cobble, which is going to fill up our storage crate here very quickly. I'm really hoping that we get the 4 jades that we need before we fill up on umber cobble. If we don't, it's not too big of a deal. We can just use item conduits and then filter out the umber cobble into like some kind of trash can. But hopefully it won't come to that. Hopefully we'll get the jades before this crate fills up. Although it's looking more and more like that's not going to happen. Oh, look at that. We have the jades. Perfect. I assume we just stick the staff back in to go... Oh, we don't have a staff. Luckily, I don't know how you normally get back through here. Luckily for us, we have a dislocator, which will take us home. And so that gets us the jades as well. And so now we should have everything it takes to get really as much black iron as we like. So, first things first, let's go ahead and make some Jade Seeds. Do require a tier 4 crafting seed. And I'm not quite sure what tier the... End Biotite, is it? Biotite. I keep forgetting the name of it. It's a tier 3 crafting seed. Okay, tier 3 crafting seed. We'll go ahead and request one of those as well, like so. And so that should be able to get us the Biotite seed, and then also the Jade seed as well. Nice. And so we'll go ahead and we'll throw both of those in over here with the rest of our stuff. We should go ahead and move the nature essence so that it goes specifically into the drawer. We've got so much nature essence already. I want it specifically in this one. Like that. And then we'll throw... Actually, I'll grab some crop sticks, which I think have ended up in here. And then we'll do... Again, it's difficult because you got to do like this. And then unless I turn this off, I can't put any here or here unless I'm very fast. Yeah, and I'm not fast enough. That's fine. For now, we'll just go ahead and we'll throw this like here. No matter what we do there, that should work out just fine. This one might be not configured correctly. It's not. Activate item with block, and we're good. Nice. So that is going to go ahead and slowly but surely get us a bunch of the Biotite essence and a bunch of the Jade essence. And in fairness, it might not be a bad idea to have multiple like this because we do need quite a lot of Biotite and quite a lot of Jade. Now, one thing that I did mention right at the start of today's stream is the fact that right now, because I've moved all of this mystical agriculture stuff over to one of our floating islands here, it's not actually connected to our AE2 system. Thankfully, we can fix that with a little help from AE2 stuff. It has the wireless connector and the wireless setup kit. These guys allow you to wirelessly access your AE2 system. The only downside to it is that in order to create the wireless connection, it requires a lot of redstone flux. Thankfully for us, we have got way too much redstone flux at this moment in time. And so if we go ahead and we craft up a couple of Fluix seeds, like so, 14 should be more than enough, and we head on down to our crystal growth chamber, which I believe is over here. Did I move the crystal growth chamber? I must have done, but I have no idea where it's been moved to. It used to be here alongside, unless this has been removed maybe for like lag purposes. Oh no, they'll have popped off. Oh, of course. So I've seen this bug before. We had it in Foolcraft 3, I think it was, where sometimes machines from AE2, when you put down the security terminal, so when you have a security terminal connected to your system, which we do now have because we need it for our wireless crafting terminal, if you have one of those connected, occasionally the things from AE2 stuffs will pop off, so they will just disconnect because they've not recognized as being part of the system, or there's some kind of bug, or maybe it's intended, I'm not sure, but from my perspective, it looks like a bug between the security terminal and the AE2 stuff, Advanced Inscriber, and the Crystal Growth Chamber, where they will just pop off, and so they'll just sit on the floor, and so it's likely that mine have despawned. The way that you fix it, I believe, is by not having the Crystal Growth Chamber and the Advanced Inscriber actually connect to the system. You do that by putting down quartz fiber, which will transfer power to the machines, but won't actually transfer data to the machines. It's a bit of an involved setup, but I think we're going to need to get it done if we want to be able to work with more AE2. And so let me see if I have what it takes to make a few more, like another Crystal Growth Chamber. I think we should have everything it takes. I do need 6 of these in total. We also need more quartz glass, which thankfully is not particularly difficult for us to make. And then we should be able to go ahead and make 6 of these. Nice. And then hopefully one of these. We're just missing a hopper. Beautiful. So, oh, use my only chest for the craft. There we go. So I think, chat, the way that we fix this is by just doing something like this. You put down the quartz fiber, and then you put this down. So now this is not actually connected to the AE system from like a data standpoint. It's only going to receive power from the AE2 system. And that should hopefully work. So it is doing its thing. It's working. That does kind of suck. I wish that we just still had the ones that we made originally. But for anyone who's experiencing that, that's what's happening there. Those will disappear if you have a security terminal connected to your AE2 system. The way you fix it, putting down a bit of quartz fiber and making sure you don't connect to this with any ME cable. What else do I need now? I would like to get some acceleration cards. I lost my acceleration cards, apparently, in the loss of my machines, which sucks. But thankfully, it's not the end of the world because we can make more fairly easily. Nice. And we'll just throw those in like so. Pure Fluix crystals, beautiful. And so now, chat, heading back on over to what we were originally trying to make, which is the wireless connectors here, we should hopefully be able to go ahead and make 2 of these. We need quite a few of these wireless receivers, which does mean we need more quartz fiber, which also not too difficult to make. So we'll go ahead and make as many of these as we can, because I think we do need even more than what we've made there. But that gets us 2 of the actual wireless connectors themselves. And then the only thing we need now is a wireless setup kit. And for that, we need a network tool, which hopefully, I was going to say hopefully we have everything for. Unfortunately, we don't. But thankfully, none of it is too difficult to make. Screen. And was it a chest? It was a chest. Boom. And boom. And boom. Nice. All right. So once you have both wireless connectors and a wireless setup kit, I'm fairly certain all we need to do is throw down the wireless connector over here. We can put another one down over, I guess, like here for now. I do want to make sure that I get my storage bus out, this guy right here, so that we can access everything that this draw controller is connected to. I'm going to put this here for now and then just connect that up via some ME glass cable. Like so. And then if we right click here and right click here, that should connect the two. And hopefully, if we open our system here, we would be able to have this work. Now, unfortunately, you will see that we don't have enough power being sent to our system for this to work, as is exemplified by the fact that the ME controller is now offline. So, I believe, chat, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to disconnect the connector. I don't think it's a problem. Oh, it could be a problem with the spectacoil, actually. We're using just a basic spectacoil here. I was going to suggest putting down energy cells, but I think that what might help is just putting down more than one spectacoil, or a better spectacoil, because I'm fairly certain, for one, that should still be online. But I think the system uses multiple thousands of redstone flux per tick to create the connection, somewhere around 5,000. And so the 1,000 that we currently have is definitely not going to be enough. So I'm going to grab you. I don't think this machine uses more than 1,000 just yet, so I'll put that back there. And so hopefully this 20,000 RF per tick spectacoil should work. Oh, I did remove the power. That's why I disconnected. My bad, chat. And so hopefully now if I go ahead and try that again with this, and then boom, and boom, that's going to connect. If we check our system, the essence should be accessible, which it doesn't appear to be. Oh, no, it is. There it is. We've got the star metal, we've got the aquamarine, we've got the rock crystal, nether quartz, the jade essence is coming in, and the ender biotite essence is also coming in. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. That is indeed working as intended. This is a bit of a mess because of the fact that we don't have any of these set up correctly. So, like, the jade essence is going into multiple drawers because of the fact that none of these have drawer upgrades, which we also don't have. And also, we should put in void upgrades to make sure these do not overflow. But let me see real quick. I should be able to make a couple of emerald drawer upgrades just so these can hold significantly more than they can right now. 1 and 2. And there we go. That is all of that set up. This is going into here by default, which is not where I want it to go. I'll fix this between streams. That's fine. That shouldn't be too difficult to work with. The only thing we need to worry about now is the fact that it's all connected, which is fantastic. And so we should now be able to actually start working on getting ourselves some black iron. So let us go ahead. And I'm assuming the craft is something like this. It is. We should probably teach our system how to do that. And quite possibly even just have it done automatically at the source, like we're doing with the Supremium. But let's see. Jade, essence, encode. And then I would also like to get another pattern real quick and encode the biotite as well, like so. Encode. And we'll throw that in the system, which is here, like that, and like that. And then for now, I'm just going to go ahead and request like 1,000 jades if we have it. We do. That shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Yeah, 20 seconds is not bad whatsoever. And then I would also like some biotite as well. Let's go ahead and request like 1,000 biotite. And from there, we should be able to do a fair bit of crafting. So let me clear out what I don't need in this inventory here. Also, my angel ring should be attached to my bauble slot. And my dislocator should be in my alchemical bag, as well as some of this other stuff that we probably don't need on us all the time. Like that. And I'll put the item conduits and the tome in there as well. Why not? So, let's grab some iron. We'll grab like 3 stacks of iron. We'll grab 3 stacks of jades. And we'll grab 3 stacks of biotite. And with that, oh, there's a lot of sheep there. We should be able to head on down to our Ember Crafter. And if we go boom, boom, and boom, that is going to slowly but surely begin creating black iron ingots, which we can then use to start working our way towards the automation interface. Once we have the automation interface, we should then be able to start auto-crafting the black iron ingots from there, just automatically. And really, the next thing we want to work towards is the crafting table that we need to actually make this philosopher's stone in. We need to get the crystalline ingots, which are of course made in the tier 3 crafting table. I'm not sure. I've not played with extended crafting too much before, but can you make lower tier crafts in a higher tier table? So for example, the recipe for the crystalline ingots shows a tier 3 crafting table like this. Is it possible? Oh, it does say it requires tier 3 crafting table. So I'm assuming that we need both a tier 3 crafting table and a tier 4 crafting table if we're going to make the crystalline ingots and then the philosopher's stone, presumably. How is our Necronomicon going? That's almost full again. So once that's done, we're only one full charge away from getting all of the Oblivion Catalysts, which is great, because that's going to get us everything we need. So we'll start by trying to get the Elite Crafting Table, the Tier 3, and then we'll work from there. So I guess we'll actually just start by we need so much stuff. We need so much stuff. And I guess we're going to have to just teach our system how to make essentially all of this, because we need so many of everything. It's going to make no sense to try and craft this manually. So in here, if we go to extended crafting, we need to teach our system how to make essentially the basic components, advanced, elite, and ultimate components and catalysts, which hopefully won't be too bad. I'm going to dump a lot of this stuff out of my inventory here. I do want to keep a hold of the things that we need for the Oblivion Catalysts, but everything else can kind of go. So we need you. Again, all this stuff we have. It's just a case of all of the crafting that's required to make it happen. We are a little low on crafting spaces, which could be an issue for us. But we can always move some stuff out that we're not like crafting right now, or we could just try and add some more ME interfaces around to make that happen. So I think that's fine. I don't think we need the crystalline catalyst or component just yet. I don't think that's required here. Yeah, but we do want to teach our system how to make black iron slates, which means we need yet more patterns. Thankfully, they are very easy to make. Like so, in code. And then what else do we need here? We also need... Is that about it? I think. Like, the rest of these don't seem too bad. Black iron slate, I guess we'll go ahead and teach it how to make the different tiers of crafting table, so we can just request the ones that we want, as opposed to having to craft them manually. Nice. All right, that's a lot of patterns here. So temporarily, I'm going to take out all of the seed patterns, and I'm going to try and put in these patterns. We need so much space. Oh my goodness. I'm also going to take out the essences just to free up a bit more space. Oh my goodness, we do not have enough space. Oh no, that's perfect, because these are all seeds. All right, so chat, the moment of truth here is, can we craft, first of all, a tier 3 table? We can. We're just missing luminescence. That's what we didn't teach our system to make. Luminescence, which is required for all of these crafts here. Thankfully, luminescence also not too difficult. We are a little light on quartz glass, but that also is not too difficult to make. I'll go ahead and make like a stack of it, because we need it for all kinds of stuff. Kapow. Nice. Boom. Boom. And which slot are we going to take away? I think we should take away probably like the clock for now. Again, I will try and put all of these back in. It will require us making more of these. I might just stack them as well. I might have like 4 more on top of the 4 that already exist. But real quick here, let me see. Do I have what it takes to make the elite crafting table? We should. I think the only thing we're missing is a little bit of black iron, which is currently being made in our ender crafter, and also some crafting tables, which we've just made there. So let's go and grab all of these. Whilst we're at it, let's go ahead and fill this up, because we are going to need yet more. So I'll let that start doing its thing. But chat, that should be, ideally, maybe everything we need. Although we might need more of the black iron than we have. We do. We're missing 69 black iron. But other than that, we're there. And then what do we need for the tier 4? We need 221 black iron. So we need like 280 more, unless we use the pre-existing crafting table to make that. Oh my goodness, we need so much black iron. Thankfully, this is not too slow. And the Necronomicon is a good idea. Thank you, Science Geek. This should now be done. It is beautiful. So this is the last Necronomicon that we need to be charging. The one that's currently on the pedestal is the last one. If we come over here whilst we wait for more black iron, we'll do 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and redstone. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pick that one back up. Do we still have our pigs? We do. We've got our 2 pigs left, so we'll go ahead and we'll start that. Get rid of this guy. That voice never gets... You never get not creeped out by that voice, at least I don't. And there we go. That is number 11, hopefully. It is, of 12. We need 12 to make the Philosopher's Stone. Here we got 11. Once that book is charged up, we are good to go. All right. How are you doing on that iron? I guess we could do this again, like make another set of ender crafters. because we just need so much black iron so fast. I'm also going to put, I don't have a chest up here. I'm going to put down a temporary chest somewhere with all of these patterns in until I get the time to go ahead and make more interfaces and molecular assemblers for those. And alternator, like so. And I'm just going to craft a stack of these. By a stack, I mean 14. I think we're out of ender pearls. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to craft 42, should be fine. I'm not too worried about making this as efficient as possible. We're really just looking for a way to make even more black iron here. We are, however, out of, like, this is finished. So let's go and grab another stack of Jades, another stack of Biotite, and we've already got another stack of iron. Boom, boom, boom. Again, hopefully, very soon we will have this automated, so we won't have to work through this again. I'm assuming, chat, that you can't put one of these down to share alternators. Like if I put another ender crafter here, I don't think that would work. I know it didn't work with the QED from X Utilities 2, so I would be surprised if it did work with this. But nonetheless, although this does seem to be... Wait, does this work? Hold on. Hold on. It does say in the quest book that it works in a 3x3 area. Does that work? Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, I haven't locked this quest yet. But does that 3x3 area include vertical? Like, does like this add to this? Huh. I told you, Isaac. Does that actually work? Oh my goodness. It just said like, from what I read, it was just 3x3, but it looks like that does actually work. Holy heck. All right, well, never mind then, chat, with the second ender crafter. Oh my goodness. This should work. You can just put down more alternators. Like vertically. That's insane. Oh my goodness. We definitely have what it takes now, though, to make the tier 3 crafting table. Elite crafting table. So we'll go ahead and we'll request that. Whilst we're waiting for that to finish, what am I missing? Which actually shouldn't take too long for that to finish, honestly, right? Yeah, like 2 seconds is what it says here. It's a little slower than that, but that is done. Boom. Oh, I love it. So, chat, for the Philosopher's Stone, we have the Shadow Gems, we have the Supremium Essence, we're almost down the Oblivion Catalysts, we've got the Supremium Core, we've got the Resonating Gems, we've got the Ender Star. The only things we're missing are the Crystalline Ingots. The Crystalline Ingots need Diamond Lattices, or Lati, I don't know how you put the plural of Lattice, Lapis Lazuli, Pure Certus Quartz Crystals, Osmium, and then Cobalt. Of those, I think Cobalt might be our weak link. We do, however, have 57 Cobalt pieces from earlier in the series, which we can, of course, duplicate up to 28. Now, I'm hoping that we can work some magic here. Oh, we totally can. So we can actually duplicate our Cobalt ores here by pulverizing the Cobalt into Cobalt dust. So that turns 1 ingot into 1 dust, and then we can smelt 1 dust back into 2 ingots. And so that is essentially infinite Cobalt for us there, which is very nice indeed. So it's 3x3x3, so you can actually go like 3 up, 3 down, 3 out, left and right. So you can build like a full-on cube around this end crafter. That is insane. We need 3, 6, 9, 12 plus 4. We need 16 crystalline ingots, which means we need 16 times 4 is like 128? No? 64? You fool. I think we only need a stack of Cobalt, which really shouldn't be hard for us to get. And then, if that is the case, we need also a stack of Osmium to get enough crystalline ingots, 32 pure Certus Quartz crystals, and then quite a lot more Lapis and Diamond Lattices, but that should be fine. Those are not too difficult for us to get. The slowest part, of course, is going to be the pure Certus Quartz crystals. And so, let's go ahead and just go like this, grab some sand. We only need 32, but 64 is also fine, as it is bigger than 32. So we'll just throw you in there. That shouldn't take too long to turn those into pure crystals, chat. And then at that point, I think we're pretty much there. We should have everything it takes to finally get into Project T, get ourselves a Philosopher's Stone, and just make our lives a little bit easier when it comes to Project Ozone 3. Although I'm sure that the higher tier of recipes and getting into the creative items are going to prove just as challenging as it was to get to the Philosopher's Stone, but that's fine. So, let us see. How many diamond lattices do I need? I need 8 multiplied by 16, which is like 80, 112, I want to say. Diamond lattice. I'm going to make 2 stacks of diamond lattices. That's more than 112. And then we also need a ton of lapis. I'm just going to grab a ton of lapis. Cobalt we have. It's being smelted in here. Fantastic. The crystals we have. Beautiful. What are we missing? We're missing osmium, which I'm hoping we have. We do. Nice. So clear out a bit of space. Don't need these pork chops. And let's see. So crystalline ingots. We need 16. We can make 16. Nice. Then we can get rid of the rest of the stuff here. I do need that shard back. Just checking the name there. So that's the ingots. Let's see here. We're quite close to this, actually. Shadow gems. Supremium. Supremium coal. Star. AKA the Ender Star. Resonating gems. And the Oblivion Catalysts. What else are we missing? I think that's everything. The only thing we're missing now is that one Oblivion Catalyst and, of course, a higher tier of crafting table, which hopefully shouldn't be too difficult for us to make. Tier 4. We are missing 93 black iron. We've got it. All right. Chat. Finally, we can come over here. We can put down our final Eye of Ender, our final 4 redstone, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our final 4 shards of Oblivion. Our pig in a lasso. Did I put down 4 there? No, I didn't. I was going to say, I know I had the exact number of shards that I needed. Throw down the pig. Shift right click with the Necronomicon. Kill the pig. And that will get us our final Oblivion Catalyst. Chat, look at that. Boom. Oh my goodness, that took us so long. It took so many streams to get to this point. But we finally have it. We finally have the Philosopher's Stone in our grasp. There is a quest for it. Unfortunately, I think we're a little behind in the quest book. Like, I haven't completed all the quests necessary to get to this point here. Let me see if I can quickly figure out why. We need to get the 7x7 crafting. I think iron crafting components, iron catalyst, which needs the ender crafting, which needs the ender ingot. I don't know which quest line the ender ingot is in, because it's just a normal craft. So I can't imagine which... Is it this one? Ender ingot. It is. And we do have an ender. We've made ender ingots. So I guess we've just not handed them in correctly. Let's see if I can get that to detect. Nice. That there unlocks the extended crafting quest line, which is this one here. That's complete. That's complete. And then we just got all the components, which we haven't actually made. We've had our system made for us. And so we would have to go through and manually craft all those to complete all of the quests. But for now, guys, I'm pretty happy with the fact that we have the Philosopher's Stone. In and of itself, not particularly useful, but it does allow us to turn iron into ender pearls and gold into iron, which, you know, I guess is nice, and also gold into diamonds. Again, not particularly useful on its own, but it's what it represents, the ability to move forward into the transmutation table and into Project E as a whole. And so really going forward now, if we need more than one of anything, we can just EMC it as opposed to having to make 4, 5, 50, 64 of whatever item we need. And that, chat, is going to be freaking fantastic. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream there. A little bit of a shorter one, but we got what we need to get done. We'll come back. We'll start looking, I guess, at what our next milestone is going to be. Really, we kind of look at the late game stuff maybe. There are a bunch of mods we haven't touched on yet because we've been focusing in on getting the Philosopher's Stone here. So there are some other stuff some of the earlier game things that we do need to work on before we can look at, like, the Infinity Ingots, for example, which require the Neutronium Collectors. We're probably going to need to get a better source of power that we don't have just yet. The Infinity Catalyst, you know, need to do the Twilight Forest, you know, the Crystalline Ingots we already have. That's not too bad. We could do with setting up some kind of automated wither killer. That would be useful. We could do with better resource generation, because although we have a lot of every resource, making singularities is expensive, and getting a lot of singularities is even more expensive. And so, yeah, there's still a lot of stuff for us to do here, chat, to get to the end game. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream there.